Hello and welcome to episode 8 of MMM Sisters Stories podcast. In this episode, Nadia Ramatar speaks to Sister Rita Kelly and Dr. Briege Rafferty, the authors of our new MMM children's book called Mother Mary Martin, A Wonderful Little Story Arranged by God. We hope you enjoy this episode. Thank you for listening.
My name is Rita Kelly. I'm a medical missionary of Mary. I entered the medical missionaries of Mary 1967. I trained as a nurse first and joined the medical missionaries of Mary. After doing midwifery, I was sent to East Africa to a place called Turkana, which is northeast of Africa. I loved the work, the challenges of that time. Eventually, I came home and I worked in various different ministries. I worked in the Irish Missionary Union with the return missionaries and development workers coming home, debriefing them and arranging workshops for them. And then I was in area leadership with Medical Missionaries of Mary. And for the last 2 years, I have been in the communications department.
Wonderful. Thank you for that. Tell us a little bit about what you were doing in the communications department that led to the book.
Well, I think the book came first. I was 2 years ago now, exactly, it would be, at the craft show, the Christmas craft fair. I was asked would I look after the mission room of Mother Mary's museum. And I personally had gone into the mission room, looked at all the various photographs there from Rwanda, Uganda, and was going to tell the people about those places. But on the 2 occasions when I had the people with me, it was the laundry van that captured the people's imagination, and a lot of conversations went on among the people about their memories of the laundry and Mother Mary Martin. Then after that, I was one day with our congregation leader, Sister Ursula Sharp, and I was just telling her about it, and she said, would you do that? We've written a lot of stories about Mother Mary Martin, but we've never written stories that the local people have about Mother Mary Martin. So then I was asked, would I work with the communications department? And that's how it started.
Wonderful. And tell us a little bit about how you came to work with Dr. Briege Rafferty.
Dr. Briege Rafferty was here on another research program. She was, I leave that to you, Briege, while you were here. And Nadia, our director, she says, I was telling Briege what I was going to do and said, well, maybe you would like to work along with Rita. And that's how it happened.
Well, Briege, would you like to tell us a little bit about how you came to be connected to the MMMs?
Yes, well, I was very fortunate to meet the MMMs through a research project, as Rita has said. I'm a research fellow at Las Casas Institute for Social Justice and University of Oxford. And with Drs. Maria Parr and Diane Kirby, we were conducting an oral history project here with the MMM sisters. It was a sort of a long, drawn-out process because obviously we had to introduce ourselves, we had to meet the sisters, and individuals came forward very kindly and offered their services, as part of our project. And that's where I initially met Rita and yourself, Nadia, and the communications team. And sort of once that project, we had finished our research, our interviews, Rita approached me and told me a wee bit about this oral history project that was being conducted. She hoped to conduct in Drogheda here with local people, and asked me would I be interested in joining her. And of course, I took that opportunity gladly, and it has evolved, I think, in many ways since then. And we're very happy with how it's finished.
Wonderful. I'm not sure which one of you would like to do this, but would you like to share with us the process of the children's book?
We didn't start off with a children's book. The when Briege and I got together, and she came on board with me, and Briege has been so helpful about the whole ethical approach. I leave that to Briege. But what was said to me was collect the stories of the local people. Now, first we had the challenge that the local people who knew Mother Mary had passed away, and it was really through children's memories. But the local people came across very, very quickly, actually. We didn't advertise, by the way. We thought we would. But word got around that this was happening and people want to share their memories. But one day, we were together, actually, listening to a story. I was like a spark going off. Suddenly, both of us, I think, we were laughing at one of the stories that one of the interviewees was telling us. And when the man left, we said, that'd make a lovely children's story. And then it seemed to take a life of its own, if I may say that way. Mm.
Well, of course, because Mother Mary now has been dead for 50 years.
That sort of thing.
In 2025 will be the 50th anniversary of her death. So the people you were talking to were children, really. Was that what was happening?
That was happening. And people want to tell their stories of when Mother Mary caught them up the tree, stealing apples and her kindness. And our aim, they really want to tell the stories and still do. So, and I was reminded, or I started off the project, that in collecting the stories, maybe we would have some kind of a book ready for her anniversary, which is 25th of January, next January. Yes, now right, 2025. So that's how this involved, really, unfolded.
It really did seem to take on a life of its own, Briege,
It did. It definitely did. People were very willing and very open to the conversations. It actually was a privilege to listen to their stories. And as you said, Nadia, it was from they started to tell childhood stories and relate their memories, and that's really they sparked the book. But that makes it sound quite simple. But in fact, there's a lot of ethical considerations when you're writing a book like this, because you're dealing maybe with an aged cohort. And as you say, Mother Mary Martin has died. She died in 1975. So, people remember what they want to remember. They have happy memories and sometimes quite emotional. Several of the interviewees, got emotional reliving their memories of Mother Mary Martin. So we had to be very careful with these memories. And of course, that's where ethics come in with oral history projects, informed consent. What were we going to do with these? What was the objective of this project? Were we going to have a book? How much was their narratives going to be in the book? Did they consent to their names being mentioned? It was a long process. We're very lucky we had Lynn Regan. She did the transcribing for us. And then, of course, we had to go back to the interviewees and say, are you happy with this? But I think from the very beginning, this whole project was based on trust. Rita was very keen to say from the MMM perspective, was to thank the local people for their support for the MMM congregation throughout the years. And we had laughs, plenty of laughs, and we had some tears as well. So we had to be very careful, as I said, with these narratives, and I think we've done them justice. But I think, as I said before, the ethical consideration was really, really important for us. You've got to be careful with people's memories. And I think we stuck to that premise, and we've produced this little book, and it really is. It's a wonderful little book.
It is a wonderful book. And I suppose part of it is that for you, who is Mother Mary Martin to the MMMs?
For me personally, well, I didn't know Mother Mary Martin as a person. She interviewed me in the very beginning, and then she got sick. So I nursed her as a novice, actually, and it was to be a fragile little woman. So for listening to these stories, as Briege said, it was such a privilege that they had a living memory of Mother Mary Martin, we often talk about the healing charism, and that was portrayed a lot in her kindness, her support to families who need it, the housing estate behind us here by O'Reilly, that was just being built. So the children were getting to know Mother Mary in a different way than anyone else. To me, too, I didn't work very much in Drogheda. I was about 4 years in the hospital at one time and passing through different roles. For me, it's getting to know the people and see the love and the ownership they had of Mother Mary. And that's why we were strong that this book would be dedicated to the people of Drogheda. So I really felt I got captured the people of Drogheda and Mother Mary.
Does it make you feel closer to Mother Mary, would you say?
Yes, it did. Because we hear she came from a big family. And I think her interaction with some of the children was really the older sister with her little brothers. Because some of the stories are stories like that, robbing the apples or taking the lift would be something new, would be one example. In the hospital, this little boy didn't know what a lift was. So when he found out, he went every day up and down the lift before he went to school. And then Mother Mary found him and told him it was dangerous. But he still continued, and he found the stash. Wasn't that it? The stash to me first was, heavens, it must be drugs. It was Marietta biscuits. And he used to go up there to get his Marietta biscuits and come down. Mother Mary was there one time waiting for him. And she said, follow me. And he followed her thinking he was going to be in trouble. But she buttered the biscuits for him and gave it to him. So it's those little stories, they're little gems, really. I think that brought the life to the story. There's many books written about Mother Mary, but this one I think gives another glimpse.
In a way, it kind of brings her to another generation, doesn't it?
That's it. That was the big thing too that struck us, that it was intergenerational. That a lot of these parents, like one gentleman yesterday came in with some photographs, and in the middle of the story he says, what time is it? I have to go collect my granddaughter from the creche. So it'd be that, the stories be moving down to different generations.
And it's also educational.
Yeah.
It's an educational book, for any generation, really, not just for children. I think there's something to be learned in it. It's a book about faith. And it's about not just Christianity, faith-wise, but also faith in other people, self-belief. We all need love and support as we journey through life. And there's nothing wrong with asking for love and support. We have to say, well, we can't do it all on our own. Mother Mary Martin certainly could not have achieved what she did achieve without the support of so many people. And I think the book tells how many people were involved in that, which was important. But it also gives children this message that anything is possible. If you work hard and you have a wee bit of self-belief and you ask for support, you will achieve your potential. That's really what we wanted to, the message that we wanted to get across in the book. And I think we've done that very well. But I think also from my perspective on a different level, I would say that bringing this story to this generation preserves her legacy, the legacy of the MMM sisters and the legacy of Mother Mary Martin to a new generation. And it puts her in among forebears, pioneering women who went before her. You have Nana Nagle, the founder of the Presentation Sisters for Education, and you've Catherine McGauley, founder of the Sisters of Mercy, and you've got Mother Mary Martin, founder of the MMMs, Medical Missionaries of Mary. And these are all entrepreneurial, formidable women. Yes, they came from privileged backgrounds, but they didn't stay there. They sacrificed and travelled and, took chances. And it was all because they were servants of God. And I ultimately feel that, it's very important that we remember these women and that future generations remember them.
Excellent. What are you most happy with about the book, Briege?
I'm happy that it's a lovely wee book. It looks lovely. It's engaging. And I'm sure children and adults will love it. I'm happy that Luke McCormick produced wonderful, the use of mixed reality, the photographs and the illustrations, I think, bring the story to life. And it's very accessible. And as I said, it's educational, it's fun, there's humour in it. As I said, it does place Mother Mary Martin. There have been books, as Rita said, written about her, but this brings it to a different generation. So from that perspective, it really has been a privilege to work on it, Nadia.
How about you, Rita? What are you most happy with about the book?
It has been a privilege. Also, it's meeting the people. And I think in a way, what I pick up from the people we interviewed, they have an ownership to it as well, which is lovely. It was participate from the people. I suppose in a way, and I suppose how I work, I have an idea and I have to work my way through the process. So I never dreamt, but without the support of, without the communication, the team here and with Briege, I don't, but it was an idea, but getting it into actual being, it's, I can't believe it. I suppose that's what I mean. Yes.
It's kind of a miracle in itself.
A miracle. And I felt at times Mother Mary herself was directing it.
It is a wonderful little story, isn't it, Rita?
A wonderful little story. Yeah.
What is your hope for the book, Rita?
That, as Briege said, it will be intergenerational. That the story, because there is a number of people who would know who we are now in Drogheda. So in a way, that connection back again and bringing Mother Mary and who she was into the mindset of people. So that would be my wish. And I know people are showing an interest in it. And one gentleman who I showed it to said it's not only for children, because he says people nowadays don't like reading big books. And that it would be, it's a book you can pick up and look through very quickly and get the story of it.
How about you, Briege? Is there anything else you want to share about the book, what it means to you, the journey?
I really can't stress enough how I feel really privileged that the MMM community, and particularly Rita, Sister Rita, sort of welcomed me here and trusted me to be part of the process. I'm not really connected to the MMMs professionally in that aspect, but I think it was a building of trust between Rita and I. We worked very well together. We worked as a team and we each had our strengths. And I have to say, Rita was very engaging. The local people just loved coming up into this space in Beach Grove here, engaging with Sister Rita. And I was part of that. And the whole process has been really enjoyable. And we've produced a lovely wee book that I think will add to the whole overall story of the MMMs in Ireland and beyond, because it tells about the Catholic Church and it tells about the role of women within the Catholic Church. It's very important that we remember that these formidable women have been here for centuries and working. And these women are still here in Drogheda, still working, and in parts of Africa and all throughout the world. And I think we're bringing that message through this wee book that the work still continues.
Very good. Anything else you want to add, Rita?
No, as Briege says, I'll be repeating, it was such a privilege. And as Briege said, both of us had strengths, different strengths. And again, it's the people who I would feel who trusted us enough to share their stories with us. Because we were doubtful about one or two didn't want to share their stories, but they said to do. And the gentleman is in the front page, if I may say so. When I rang his granddaughter, she says, "You have me in tears." So that has been it's brought memories back to them as well. So as you say, it's intergenerational and gathering people together. So
Okay.
That's it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for listening. Tune in again for more MMM Sisters stories.